Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy Halloween. It is Halloween today. I'm sorry I've been MIA for the past couple weeks. Second year is by far our busiest year. And I was definitely feeling it the past couple weeks. So I took a little bit of a break, but I'm back. I am motivated. I am ready to go. I am ready to start making more videos and creating content that you guys want to see. I have a vlog that I'm going to film. I'm at a new hospital now where the schedule is hopefully going to be a little bit lighter. So I am going to use this time to my full advantage and actually do what I love to do and make videos. And I'm very excited and motivated. So welcome back. I have decided to film a video today about my journey to medicine. So what I did kind of leading up to med school that helped me get into med school and also ignited my love of medicine. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please do not forget to subscribe. That would mean a lot to me, and let's jump in. So kind of starting off with high school, I think that this is the first time that you can obviously really do real shadowing or real jobs or real research or anything like that, just because you're a little bit older, you're kind of starting to get on that train of what do I want to do with my life? You know, for me, I knew I wanted to be a doctor, but in middle school, it wasn't like I was going and doing shadowing and stuff like that. But in high school, you kind of start to think about that stuff. So I'm going to start out with high school. And while there's a lot you can do in high school, I truly think, and I've talked to a lot of people about this, I truly think the focus of high school should be enjoying yourself. You know, there's not a lot of responsibility in high school. You still have a lot of free time. You should enjoy yourself and grow up and do your hobbies that you love to do. But in terms of preparing for a future and preparing for a career, I think the focus should be getting into a good college, which can help you obviously get into a good med school later down the line. You know, if you're so inclined, I think you can start thinking about where you might want to apply for college that might have good opportunities that help you get into med school. So maybe it's a university that's associated with the hospital where you can shadow or where you can do work like that, or they have some research that you want to do. But I also think high school is a time to, again, low stakes, kind of explore what you're interested in. So for me, when I was in high school, I had a friend whose dad was an orthopedic surgeon. So I actually went and shadowed him, and I got to be in the OR and see surgery, which was so cool and so crazy. And the first time I've ever experienced anything like that. I didn't scrub in, but I did get to see a 5-hour scoliosis surgery, and it was crazy. It was life-changing. And then I wanted to do orthopedic surgery for a while when I started med school. So you can kind of get to explore that. So I did that. I shadowed at a plastic surgeon who was a mom of a person who was in my school, but she kind of you would all apply to do this internship where you would shadow her for a couple weeks, and she was a plastic surgeon. And so I got that. So I got to do that and see it was less OR time, more just in-office procedures, but it was very cool. And I really liked that as well. And then kind of the last thing I did in high school was after my junior year, the summer after, I went to the Dominican Republic and worked in an HIV clinic and helped film a documentary about HIV in the Dominican Republic and the stigma surrounding it, and actually ended up starting a nonprofit, which didn't end up going anywhere, but the idea was to provide food and medicine to people living with HIV in the Dominican Republic. But it didn't really end up happening, but we tried. But yeah, so high school is kind of a time to kind of dip your toes in medicine if you're interested, see if that's something you want to do, and start trying to think about where you might want to go to college and start getting things on your resume that help you get into a good college, that help you pursue a career in medicine. Then once you get into college, this is kind of where the big stuff happens that help you get into medical school. I regret not taking full advantage of all the resources available to me in college. So what I personally did was I did do research. I did neuroscience research, which I think is a great thing to do in college. It helps to teach you how to do research, which is very important in med school for getting into residency. So if you can start learning how to do that and writing papers and just getting an idea of what research entails in college, I think that's huge. So I did like basic science research where I like looked at monkey brains, looked at neurons. And it was like very helpful to just dip my toe in that. And it was great to get on my resume, like really, really good. I also did some volunteering that was like medical / science adjacent. So I taught science to kids around Nashville, Tennessee, where I went to high school or where I went to college. Just did some like teaching fun experiments. And again, it was really fun. And it was also something that, again, looked good on my resume. I did it for a couple years. And it looked good on my resume, and I kind of carried it throughout college. So that was a big thing to do. I think the big important things to do in college are show that you do something for all 4 years. You know, you have 4 years in one spot. Try to do something that you carry throughout those 4 years, get involved early, and try and get leadership positions. I think that's really important. And kind of the last thing I did in college was I did another trip. So I went to Panama and did like medical work in Panama, which is something that is pretty easy to do. Honestly, there's not much like planning involved on my part. I think I was very impressed with the people who organized that trip and who kind of went above and beyond. You know, I just like went on it, but I think that's something I wish I had done was to help get on the organizational committee, help set that trip up, help coordinate everything, because I think that shows a lot of dedication and a lot of skill, and a lot of interest in medicine. So that would be something really good to do. And then obviously, if you want to, I regret not doing this again, but I wish I had done more shadowing in college. So, I was literally at a school that had a hospital, had residency programs. It would have been so easy for me to shadow, but I didn't, and I regret it. And I really wish I had. So that was something, if I could change it, I would go back and change. You think that you're so busy in college and you think that, oh, I don't have time to do this, but you have so much time in college, like so much time. It's crazy. And I really wish I had taken more advantage of that. But again, you want to have fun and you want to live your life, because if you do go into medicine, you spend the next 9 years of your life working really, really hard in med school and residency. And you don't want to feel like you've missed out on your whole life. So I do also think it's very important to have fun in college. But you do, depending on, what you want to do. Like I wanted to go straight from college to med school. So I needed to get everything done in college that would help me get into medical school. Obviously, another plan of attack is you kind of have fun in college. You take the classes you need to take, or you don't. And you then get a post-bac and do a master's or do research or do something, a whole nother career, and then go to medical school. This is like what I did for someone who wanted to go straight from college to med school, who kind of had that plan laid out. There's obviously a ton of different ways you can approach this, but this is just kind of my experience of how I went through it and what I did to get into medical school. The last thing, again, for people who kind of want to go straight through is dedicating some time to studying for the MCAT. So I took the MCAT the summer after my junior year and then applied to medical school the summer after my junior year of college. So I took an MCAT course while I was in my junior year of college. At the end of the year, I took it like once a week. It was supposed to be an in-person class, and I was supposed to take it on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Did not end up doing that, so just basically took it online, and it worked out well. So just, everyone does their own thing, but that's kind of what I did to apply after my junior year and then get to go straight through from college to med school, which was the right path for me. Kind of delving a little bit into my application, I definitely did not do this right. And one thing that I wish I had done was pay a little bit more attention to the pre-med advisors, get looped in earlier with them, kind of get a little more guidance from them. I went a little more loosey-goosey on my application, and applied to only 5 schools. Didn't really feel like I was clued into the guidance of it. Like, didn't know one of my family was in medicine. I talked to my big in my sorority who got into medical school, but I just wasn't keyed in with the guidance counselors or the pre-med guidance counselors at my college. And so it was a very, very stressful experience for me. So I wish I had just met with them a couple more times, actually gotten a firm list of schools that were reasonable, that they thought I could get into. Wish I had evened that out. ironed that out with them, really felt confident in my application. Obviously, grades are very important in college as well. I personally got pretty good grades. Like I got a 3.65 total GPA in college, which is fine. Compared to other people who apply to medical school, it's obviously not great. So, I did really well in the MCAT and that helped me get in. But I also got like that 3.65 was cumulative. So my science GPA was lower than that. And I was a classics minor, so I took a lot of humanities classes that I basically got a 4.0 in, like all my non-science classes. So that helped bump that grade point average. But yeah, my actual science GPA was even a little bit lower than that. I think it was like a 3.4, which is low compared to some other people who apply to medical school. So I really kind of hustled on the MCAT to try and prove that I could do well in medical school. And then so I applied to 5 schools. I got interviews at 2 of them. I did those interviews and then I actually got waitlisted at both of those schools. So that's kind of part of the reason why it was very stressful. I interviewed at University of Maryland and University of Central Florida, which is where my big went to med school. So that's kind of how I got clued into that. Again, I was literally doing this off of like word of mouth from like one person that I knew in medical school. I wasn't keyed in with the guidance counselors. I did not have a good list of schools that I applied to. And when I got waitlisted, it was very stressful. So I basically got waitlisted like in, I want to say like March or something like that. And then didn't know what I was doing, sat on the wait list for a couple months, graduated college without knowing what I was doing. And then as soon as I got home from college, I was sitting down to start writing my application, like my personal statement and everything for the next year's application, and got a call that I got off the wait list at Maryland, and then ended up getting off the wait list at University of Central Florida. But Maryland just made the most sense, and that's where I ended up going to medical school. But it was a very stressful experience for me. There were a lot of things that I wish I had changed, mostly in college. High school, again, I think should be very low stakes. Just kind of figure out what you want to do and try to get into a school that you think would help you get into medical school. You can look at like matriculation rates to medical school. I remember one of the schools, Davidson, where I applied, has a very good matriculation rate into medical school. So that was something I was considering. But look at their matriculation rate, look at the pre-med guidance counseling. Again, I think that's incredibly important. And then I wish I had changed a number of things about college in terms of applying to medical school. Obviously it worked out and I got in and I went the year after I graduated college and everything worked out. But, I was very stressed in that year. So, yeah, I just thought I would, sorry, this is kind of rambly, but I thought I would kind of explain the process to you and what I did and what I wish I had done differently and how I ended up going. If you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. If you want more information on this, let me know. I'm happy to do another video, happy to do a video about anything. So just let me know. And I hope you guys are enjoying your Halloween. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, please do not forget to subscribe and I will have a lot more content coming out. So I'm getting excited. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.